Welcome to the Alpha Prime tutorial. We're going to be talking about the RSI pullbacks. The RSI is one of, if not the strongest indicator out there. I say that because it's my favorite. It is so universally used. Now the whole thing with indicators on trading charts is that's kind of the point. Trading analysis is psychology, which means if enough people believe what you're seeing and you believe, then there's a better chance that it's going to happen. Now, institutions can always swoop in and ruin the day. However, at least try and get the probability on your side. So a pullback is essentially when the price is moving in a trend direction and the price starts to give some relief, whether it's a short or a long. And a pullback can be applied on anything from very micro trends all the way up to long-term macro trends. They can often have such things as moving averages or even trend lines as key signifiers, but what we're going to be using is the RSI. We're going to be using the RSI slightly different, but let's take a look at the settings in Alpha Prime first. Head on up to Alpha Prime and then make sure that the only thing that is switched on so you can identify them nice and easy is the RSI pullback signals. And then you'll see the little P letter appear. Now there can be quite a lot of signals, but you can control this quite easily. The default of the RSI pullback sensitivity is 5, and this is the only setting that you'll have access to for the RSI pullback. Now, it does have some trend logic in the background, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing you have to worry about is what you set the RSI sensitivity to. But let's try and visualize this a little bit more. So, here we have the RSI on the standard setting, and we're going to reduce this down to 5, as you can see here on the RSI length. Now, as we can see, we have a lot of these signals. That's because the RSI is, quite frankly, quite twitchy at 5. But, like I said, we're only seeing bearish pullbacks down here, because that applies the proprietary Alpha Prime trend logic in there. So let's take a look at some of these signals and how they are defined by the RSI. So here we have a pullback signal P, and this is defined because we see the RSI going into an overbought territory and coming back down over the key significant 70 mark. As it does, and we're using the Alpha Prime trend logic, we get a signal here and we would make some pretty nice profit. And equally, we get a signal here, and this would go straight down and would make some nice profit there too. And this works in both directions, both bullish and bearish. However, let's see what happens if we're to change the sensitivity. So let's move it up to 9 and see how that changes the signals. And as you can see, a lot of them have disappeared. And this is because they need to become way more confirmed. We'll take a look at the actual RSI and how that is impacted. So now we have the RSI down here synced up with the RSI settings on the Alpha Prime. And we can see we have a nice signal there, a nice signal there, and again, a nice signal there. And as we can see, the RSI has gone up over the overbought and back down below. Up, over the overbought and back down below. Again, we have 3 trades going against the micro trend, but with the overall trend, all which produce some quite nice profit. So it depends really what you want. If you want quite a lot of signals and opportunities, then you can just reduce the RSI sensitivity right on down and you'll get absolutely tons. However, be warned that this will come with a lot more filtering of your trader's eye, or you can just increase it a little bit higher and then you can just rely on some more confirmed trends. Let's take a look at a trade opportunity and we'll use this one just here. So let's assume that we don't know what is coming. But we're going to try and analyze this trade and add a few other things on top of just the pullback signal that might be quite significant. So as we see, we get signified of a pullback signal right here. We've broken through this very key support just here, and we're now on what looks like a pullback towards a resistance, which is great. Additionally, we also have the Hull MA coming down and also some daily moving averages that are starting to go very bearish. And then lastly, we have a TD9 that has triggered and we're showing a weakening of trend. So this would be a very good trade to take. So we're going to set up a short now. And quite simply, we'll just enter on the candle, or really any better pricing if you can get it. But entering on the close of the candle is absolutely fine. We see we've got a 3.15% stop loss there. So we want to at least match that, if not better. Since we have a future pivot down here, we're going to target that. So there we have a 1.74 risk reward ratio, and we'll see how this trade plays out. And we go straight down to take profit. which is great. Anyway guys, I hope that gives you an idea of the RSI pullback and how to utilize them. One last thing to make sure that you know is that you can also set these as alerts as well by simply making sure that the RSI pullback is selected, which is denoted by these two checkboxes just here. You can also additionally change the text and literature that goes into the RSI pullbacks, whether you want it to go for automated trading or just notify you of a potential awesome trade opportunity. Anyway guys, until next time.